Well, the seller was so impressed with her passion that he sold her the place, not with a contract, but on a handshake. He agreed even to finance the purchase himself. He says, Molly, I'll sell it to you. Well, I don't know if I... No, you can do it. They shook hands on the deal. Molly has a very long way to go to make sure this hotel is a success, but so far, she hasn't missed a payment. Then there's the story of the local fire marshal who went to inspect a place called the Sugar Tree Ministry. This is an outreach to those in need in Wilmington, and boy, is there need now. Upon finding the several code violations, he wrote out a ticket. He gave him a warning notice. Then he went back to the firehouse. And he said, guys, come on, grab your stuff. All the firemen came, and they made the needed repairs so this could keep its doors open. That's who we are. That's America. Now, that's not who America is right now, but that's who Wilmington is. Wilmington is a city fighting to be Bedford Falls, not Pottersville. And I personally plan to roll up my sleeves and help. If they will have us, I'm going to pay a visit next month. I'm going to do the show from that little street. And I'm going to ask all the folks in nearby Dayton and Columbus and Cincinnati and Cleveland or wherever else you might be to join me. Kind of a mini 828. It's not going to be extravagant. It's not going to be big. I'm going to do a show in actually the local theater there that last year they did a show in, because they do it every year, they do a show about the history of their town, and the furnace went out. And people came, but they were sitting in jackets. But they still came. I'm going to do a show there, and I invite you to come. I'll give you more information. We're going to celebrate America's first Christmas. We're going to find real hope where everyone else has found despair. What I'm asking the people in Wilmington, and they're hearing this announcement for the first time, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make Christmas presents for people, but things that my kids would want or I would want that would remind me of a better time, of a better, something that has value. If you happen to be watching this show and you're like my grandmother, you're making a quilt, will you bring it? Will you sell your wares? You sell your goods? Because I'd like to invite my friends and the people that watch this show to come on that day. And maybe we can open up some of the closed storefronts and we can sell things for Christmas. Will you help us? I can't think of a more meaningful Christmas present to buy for somebody, and something that has the circle of giving in it. I'll give you more details on it this week. If you can join us in Wilmington, great. But wherever you are, make a difference this holiday season. The 3 holidays. Strip away the veneer of empty traditions that we've pasted over the true meaning, and look for the real light. Look for the real reason behind these seasons, these holidays. It's not about stuff. Can we together celebrate America's first Thanksgiving and America's first Christmas again as we prepare ourselves to become the people we were sent here at this time to be? You're here for a reason. On Monday, I'm going to start selling some of the stuff in my house. I'm downsizing my life. My wife and I, we went through. The Woodrow Wilson doll stays with me. I said it's either Woody or you. But I'm selling some stuff. We're selling some of the couches and living. We're cutting our life in half, really. I'm selling it up on a website called upillar.com. Look for it on Monday. And look for ways to join me on this quest. Whether you keep the money and shore yourself up, or you donate it to charity either in your own town, or you join me in Wilmington, Ohio. Find all the details at glennbeck.com. I brought somebody in from Wilmington, Ohio, that I think embodies the spirit of America, not just Wilmington. I'm going to introduce you to him next. As we approach the trilogy of holidays, we need to reflect on how fortunate we are. I want you to take stock of your own life. One city that recognizes this lesson is Wilmington, Ohio. I love this little town, and I have not been there yet. I have been watching it from afar. Whenever I can't really go out anymore because it's either really good or really bad. And so my staff has been out several times to Wilmington and just talking to people. And the guy you're going to meet, he's the director of Sugar Tree Ministries in Wilmington. His name is Alan Willoughby. And Alan, you are the guy that when I heard this story, after all the things, I heard the story of my staff saying, we just like to look at the theater, and there was nobody there. And the lady a couple doors down, she's like, oh, I know where they hide the key. Come on with me, I'll let you in. I mean, it's really a great, loving town. But when I heard your story, that every morning you go in with the other people that work at the pantry. What do you call it?
We're a street ministry.
A street ministry.
We do many things.
Okay, but you look at the pantry shelves, and you are seeing an enormous amount of people come through.
Yes.
Right? There's real need there.
Yes.
And every morning you put your hands on the shelves, right?
Yes, we do. we pray.
And you pray that the Lord will fill the shelves. And when I heard that, I thought, that's our town. You don't take money from the government. Why?
God is our source. He is our Lord and promised to take care of us.
How did you start this?
My wife and I, about 12 years ago, many of the skateboard kids and Mohawk kids in our town and some of the alcoholics and drug addicts were kind of looked past. And we wanted to build a place that they could come to, a safe place, get off the streets, and we could talk to them.
Right.
That was our first intent. And then we saw that they were hungry and that they needed shoes and that they needed groceries and things that we never imagined. And it just all started growing.
How many meals do you serve a day?
Now we're serving 6 days a week, about 150 to 200 people a day.
And where's the food coming from?
We have 32 churches involved with us, which is amazing. They provide the hot meals. There's about 8,000 cans of food that come in a month just from the city. Just Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
You know what's amazing is the more I looked into this town, the more I saw the spirit of independence and the spirit of the way it really is supposed to happen is through the churches. All of the churches just seem to be working side by side on like everything, right?
Right.
I mean, because that's an enormous safety net here. When you have, in a town of 12,000,
yes,
right? 12,000, and you had 9,500 jobs lost in that town.
Yes.
What was that blow like?
It was unbelievable.
Staggering. You went from one of the best towns in America to live in to now what has been dubbed the ground zero, I think they named it. What I would like to do, and you're the first citizen I've actually spoken to, is to highlight, because America is about to get punched in the face. And we need to learn how to do it. And we need to learn and see examples of people who are like, well, we're not out. This is just changing temporarily, but we're not out. What are the people in town, what is it that is driving them? What is it that is pushing? What was the hotel? No, it's not going to close. Well, what is this? What's going on there?
They're pulling together. We're realizing that there is strength in numbers, that we have faith. God has showed up, and we have a very unique thing going on. We have a group of people that have been praying for 1 year, 24/7. About 10 or 12 churches involved in that. That's been awesome, and I do believe attribute to a lot of that to that prayer and that.
Oh yeah.
Our city does care about the poor and about broken people, and
Sure.
and now it goes beyond that in our shoes. It's now the unemployed and the underemployed.
You're an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic.
I would have been an alcoholic at a young age if I would continue my ways.
Okay, God bless you. You stopped. How did you do that? I just liked it too much.
Yeah.
But you've been around enough to know that the thing that I think, and this is where we're going to get into next. I got a couple of. I've got a doctor and a rabbi on this side. Is there a rabbi and a doctor in the house? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. That people get into a place, and I did it, where you think you're too broken, you can't be fixed, and it's not worth fixing.
Correct. Yeah.
You see the people firsthand, and America, I'm about to show you the town that is not beyond repair and can pick itself up, and more importantly, will pick itself back up, and quite possibly lead the way to teach the rest of us how to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back in a minute. America, let me tell you something. I am going to make you a promise. So start with the good news or the bad news? Start with the bad news. Things are going to get worse in America. They're going to. Here's the good news. We win in the end. The good news is freedom doesn't belong to us. It's His. We're just stewards of it. And as long as we're good stewards, get behind Him, because He'll protect it, and He'll protect you. He will provide. We just have to be in a position to where God's not on our side. We have to be on His side, on His side. So I'm starting on a venture next year that I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know where it's going to take you, other than good places. But I'm asking, if you've ever given me an ounce of credibility, if you've ever trusted me on anything, I've never asked for your trust. I am on this one, because it's hard for people to do things before they feel they absolutely have to. Please, trust me on this. Come with me. Downsize your life. Start to appreciate right now what you have. This is a preparation for what I'm planning for next year. Use Thanksgiving and Christmas to humble you, prepare you. Prepare yourself to celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't worry about whose house we're going to go to and who's going to cook and everything. Prepare yourself to be really, truly grateful and thankful. And then prepare yourself to be humble enough to say, man, I've been giving all of these gifts, and I see that I do have another chance. Christmas. Celebrate the holidays the way they were meant to be celebrated. Rabbi Daniel Lapin, he's the president of American Alliance for Jews and Christians. Keith Abloh is a psychiatrist, Fox News contributor, I should both say. They're not under oath, but they're both friends of mine. I'm just saying. They can deny it all they want, but that's the truth. And I'm glad you guys are here. Okay. Keith, you and I are working. You've been working with me on this project for a while. And let's start with gratitude.
Sure.
What is gratitude? Why is it important?
It's tremendously important because, in fact, gratitude allows you to bear witness to your life. You know, people don't tend to pause and think of their lives as they're written day by day, page by page. We tend to almost be visually watching it as a film. But in fact, if you slow down and you think, what in my life am I really grateful for? And you may have to invoke loss to do this, by the way. It's a little bit like breathing, gratitude. You don't notice the things in your life that you're really grateful for until there's not enough oxygen in the room.
Yeah.